Good evening. Thank you for joining us for our virtual curriculum night for the 2020-2021 school year. Even though our curriculum night looks different than it has in the past, we thank you for taking the time to watch the video presented by our teaching staff to give you a better idea of the learning happening at BBC each day. My name is Kristen Poisson, and I am the principal at the Bright Beginnings Center. Like you, I'm a parent of young children. I live in Hopedale and have 3 children, ages 9, 6.5, and 3, in the Hopedale Public School System. This is my 15th year in education. Prior to coming to BBC and Hopedale, I was a teacher in the Mendon Upton and Northbridge school systems. My passion is early childhood development and providing students with a strong foundation from birth to age 8 that they need to be successful throughout their lives. I feel very fortunate to work with the families and staff at BBC each day. As you know, in selecting the Bright Beginnings Center for your child's early childhood education experience, you have selected a high-quality preschool experience for your child. Our teachers are all certified through the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for teaching students in preschool and up. Each of our classrooms also includes at least one experienced support staff member each day. Our curriculum aligns with that of the Hopedale Public Schools. This means that a number of the academic programs used at BBC are also used in kindergarten and the primary grades at Memorial School in Hopedale. This gives our students early exposure to these programs in the areas of English language arts, mathematics, science, and technology. We're an award-winning early childhood program in the area of social emotional learning. Our staff recognizes the importance of a child's social emotional development in the learning process. This must come before academics as we prepare our children to be lifelong learners and contributing members of the community. We use a combination of social emotional learning programs to help support the district's youngest students as they learn about identifying emotions, managing their friendships, practicing self-control, and managing feelings. In addition, we are a pyramid model program and use the components of PBIS in a preschool-friendly manner. Many of our classrooms follow an integrated model. Within our building, students receiving special education services have access to a special education certified teacher, a BCBA, a speech and language pathologist, a school adjustment counselor, an occupational therapist, and a physical therapist. We also have a school nurse in the building when children are present. As you know, this school year has presented many challenges for everyone. We're proud of the safety measures put in place to keep our children and staff safe at school. We've implemented mask wearing, physical distancing, smaller cohorts, additional hand washing, frequent building cleaning, and individual student materials as steps toward fighting COVID. We thank our BBC community for supporting these measures as we strive to keep our school running as safe as possible. In closing, thank you again for taking an active role in your child's education by participating in our curriculum night. Parents are critical in a child's early development. If you're a returning family, we look forward to another great year with you. If you're new to BBC, we welcome you and look forward to getting to know you and your child. If you have questions after viewing our curriculum night video, please reach out to your child's classroom teacher. I hope you enjoy hearing about the wonderful learning opportunities happening each day at BBC. Thank you.
Hi, BBC families. My name is Kelly Alley. I'm the school adjustment counselor here at Bright Beginnings Center. I just wanted to take a few minutes to tell you a little about myself and my role here at BBC. So let me start by saying welcome back to our returning families. It's been so wonderful to see your children in the classrooms and to catch up with them and hear what they've been doing this summer and changes in their family, new babies, new pets, things like that. It's been so exciting to see them again and have them back in our classrooms. And to our new families, I'd like to say welcome. I think that you are going to have an amazing journey here at BBC, and we are so excited to get to know you and your children better over the next year or more that we'll have you here. So, a little about myself. I am the school adjustment counselor here. I think that is sort of an unknown position for a lot of families. I have my master's in social work. I have been working for the past 16 years in a few varied settings, but my main job has been outpatient therapy with young families. So I've worked with children, typically the preschool age group and their families. I believe very strongly that the sooner we can intervene with families who are struggling with whether it's an adult mental health issue, a substance abuse issue, or just typical developmental stuff with kids, the sooner that we get involved. And the sooner we can provide resources and supports to these families, the better the outcomes for these families and for these kids. And that can be anything from just difficulty with potty training to a death in the family to a more significant issue within the family. So I have always worked with this age group. I've run an adult substance abuse program as well, working with not only parents entering recovery and in recovery, but also their families who are impacted by parental substance abuse. And I've also worked in schools. I joined the BBC staff last September, so a year ago, for the 2019-2020 school year as the school adjustment counselor. However, having said that, I do live in Hopedale with my husband and our 3 children, and both of my youngest boys were BBC students. So I began my journey as a parent at BBC back in 2015 and have loved the staff here, the curriculum here, the feeling of acceptance and love for my children here since my boys started here. So as I said, I do live in Hopedale with my husband and our children. Our oldest daughter, Megan, is 11 and she's in the 6th grade at Memorial School here in Hopedale. Nathan is our middle child and he is 8 and he's in the 3rd grade here at Memorial School in Hopedale. And our youngest is Luke, who is 6 and he is in the 1st grade at Memorial School in Hopedale. So we are in the Hopedale Public Schools. I'm very much invested in our town. I'm invested in our schools. And I want to see the best for all of our students here in Hopedale. And as I said, both of my boys were BBC students. So my love for BBC has been going on for probably 5 or 6 years. And I'm glad to be a member of the staff. I think the staff here is exceptional. Some of the best that I have ever worked with. And I think that your children will do great here. So a little about my job here at BBC. As I said, when you hear adjustment counselor, it can be very confusing what that entails. One of my main jobs here is to be in the classrooms. So I spend a lot of time in the classrooms during center time or busy bee time, depending on what your child's teacher calls that. That's playtime. And so I go in often to play with the children, to reinforce social emotional lessons that have been taught in the classroom. So I could just be playing with the kids and helping them to share or to form a new friendship, or how do you get someone's attention if they're, not paying attention and you need to talk to them or ask them to play with you. So I will reinforce those taught skills with the children during playtime. I'll also go into the classrooms and sometimes co-teach a social emotional lesson with the teacher in the classroom. And other times I go in myself and I will just do a lesson with the students. I'll read them a story and do an art project or play a game with them. The other reason that I love being in the classroom for playtime is because it's really my opportunity to get to know your children. So I find out all about your pets and I share pictures of my pets. I get to hear about siblings and parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and all the extended family that play a really important role in your children's life. So it's my absolute favorite time to go into the classrooms because I get that and snack and lunchtime. I get lots of time to talk to the kids and just kind of get to know them. Another role that I have here at BBC is I provide individual counseling. Some students have that in regard to their IEP. Other students, parents will reach out to me and let me know that their child is struggling with an issue at home, whether there's been a death in the family, death of a pet, maybe a new sibling born that has caused some stress on the child, um, a separation or a divorce of parents, moving to a new home. There's lots of reasons that I would, even short term, possibly agree to pull a child out of class and work with them individually for a period of time. So I would encourage you to please reach out to me. My email address is on the screen, or call the school if you'd prefer, and I will get back to you quickly. And we can talk about whatever's happening. And I can either give you some suggestions for managing whether it's difficult behaviors at home, or I can see your child. I also have a lending library of books that I'm happy to share with parents if that would be helpful, so that you can open dialogue with your child, read a story, and talk about some of the things that are concerning them. So that's available as well. So please reach out to me if there's any way that I can support you, because I'm happy to do that. Another thing that I do is a lot of parent outreach. So you might be hearing about coffee with the counselors with the counselor on the playground, getting to know parents, answering questions, connecting you with other parents so that you have a support system. The nice thing at BBC is that you often will move through your years in Hopedale with these same families, and your kids will make strong connections. So it's nice to have an opportunity to get to know other parents and form those adult relationships that we don't often get to focus on when we're parents of young kids. And we also do other parent outreach. We've run parent programs in the past on doing visual schedules and things like that. So hopefully, as things settle down over this year, we'll be able to do more of those things again. And finally, I also run a food pantry here at BBC. So if your family is experiencing any food instability, things are difficult right now for a lot of families and a lot of job loss, please reach out to me. Any concerns you have, any requests for food or anything else will be kept confidential between you and I. And so please reach out and know that we will find a way to quietly and privately get food to you if that's what you need, or winter coats or hats or school supplies. We have lots of access to things. So please reach out if there's anything that your family needs to be supported during some unknown times. So I have lots of jobs here, and the kids will probably either not remember who I am because they don't see me sort of as often as they see their teachers, or you'll hear a lot about Mrs. Alley coming into the classroom to play with the kids. I joke that I have the best job in the world, that I can, for 3 or 4 hours a day, come in and just kind of hang out with the kids and build with Magnetiles and Legos and read stories and do crafts. So the kids should be talking about the fact that I've been in the classrooms a lot. And again, I encourage you to reach out to me if there's a way that I can support you. I'm happy to do that. And I want to be here to be a connection for you at the school. So please reach out at any time that you have questions or concerns, and I'll be happy to help you out. Enjoy your evening. I hope that you have a great experience here at BBC. We are so excited to have your children and love them and accept them and care about them. So please know that they are well loved. And if there's anything that we can do, certainly reach out to us. Thank you so much.
Welcome, families, to our virtual curriculum presentation. My name is Susan Mulready, and I'm one of the pre-K teachers at Bright Beginnings. Today, I'm going to be presenting on the social emotional learning in the preschool and pre-kindergarten classrooms. At BBC, we implement the pyramid model approach, which is a 3-tiered approach to social emotional learning. Tier 1 focuses on building nurturing and responsive relationships between students and staff and creating high-quality learning environments for your children to learn. Tier 2 focuses on the direct teaching of specific social skills, and we do that within a whole group, small group, and individualized basis. Tier 3 focuses on individualized assessment-based behavioral intervention supports. At Bright Beginnings, we work closely with our school adjustment counselor and our behavior analyst to provide behavioral and emotional support within each classroom. Here is a representation of what the model looks like. At the very base is where we build our nurturing and responsive relationships, and we have our high quality supportive environments. We then move on to our targeted social emotional supports in the way of direct social skills instruction. And the very tip of the pyramid is where we provide our intensive behavioral interventions for students in need. At the Bright Beginnings Center, we want all our children to be playful, active learners working together to promote growth. We all want to be just like our pal. Through the pyramid model, we have worked on school-wide expectations. In our school, we want to be safe, we want to be kind, and we want to be team players. We then unpacked that even more to be able to provide the children with a specific set of rules that go along under each category. When we are safe in our school, we use walking feet. When we are safe in our school, our hands and our feet are to ourselves. When we are safe at school, we follow teacher directions. When we are kind at school, we use kind words. We help others. And we include others in our play. When we are team players at school, we follow teacher directions. We have a ready body for instruction. And we stay with our team. These are the rules and the expectations that are used throughout all of our classrooms here at Bright Beginnings, and this is the consistent language that your children hear each and every day. In addition to the pyramid model approach, we also use different curriculum resources to provide social emotional learning in our classrooms. Our main resources that we use is our Feeling Buddies program. It is a comprehensive approach to teaching self-regulation skills. This curriculum resource assists educators in teaching basic self-regulation skills, and it coaches the children to utilize these skills throughout their day. We help to teach the children to identify their emotions and how to differentiate between their emotion and their action. We teach calming tools so they learn to put a pause between their very strong feeling and their reaction to it. And then we teach problem-solving skills. So we begin our units with introducing our Feeling Buddies. We have our scared, our sad, our happy, and our angry. And we begin to talk about the different physical characteristics that happens. We begin by teaching songs about looking at our face. And when our face looks like this, we can tell we are happy. And then we differentiate between what an angry face looks like. And we do this with all of our emotions. We also talk about the different types of body signals that we get. We have our face signals. We have our body signals. Is our heart racing? Is our shoulders up and tight and tense? And we talk about our voice signals. So we want our children to identify the different physical characteristics that are happening within our bodies to be able to label their emotions. Then we talk about a myriad of calming tools that will help them get their brain ready to solve problems. We need to have a calm body to be able to problem solve. Then we talk about different ways in our toolkit to solve problems. We talk about maybe we could trade an item. We could share items. We can sometimes ignore a behavior that is bothering us. We can play together. We could say please. We could say please stop. We could ask nicely. We could use a timer if we're trying to share a toy. And we could get a teacher for help. We can wait and take turns. We introduce these problem-solving cards throughout our school year so children are able to solve problems right in the moment, sometimes with teacher assistance and sometimes without, and then for future problems that may arise. In addition to the Feeling Buddies, we also use a few other curriculum resources. One is called Skills Streaming and Early Childhood Programming. This introduces 40 specific social skills, and it's broken down into very small sequential steps and practiced through modeling. So teachers model what that behavior looks like and what it doesn't look like. We role play, so children have a direct application of that skill and we practice that. We give performance feedback, so the students who are not performing or role playing at the time will let us know, are we doing that skill in the appropriate way, or was that a way that the skill shouldn't look like? And then we provide carryover training in the moment-to-moment play-based activities that we're doing. We also use the Second Step Violence Prevention Curriculum, and this program is designed to promote social competence and reduce social emotional problems by teaching skills in the area of empathy, emotional management, and again, problem solving. We also use the We Thinkers curriculum resource. This preschool program helps develop the children's flexible thinking, perspective taking, and again, problem solving through many interactive stories and activities. Here at Bright Beginnings, we believe social emotional learning is the foundation of our programming. We want children to be happy, active learners at BBC. Thank you for listening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am happy to be a part of BBC's Curriculum Night. My name is Amy Cowan, and I am one of the pre-K teachers here at the Bright Beginnings Center. This is my 13th year as an early childhood educator. I am speaking to you from my classroom tonight, as I'd like to talk to you about our Wilson Reading Foundations program. It is very exciting for me to be able to share this program with you tonight. Language development in early childhood provides the basic foundation for learning. The Foundations program helps to suggest a child's emerging understanding of alphabetic knowledge, which refers to a child's familiarity with letter forms, letter names, corresponding sounds, and letter recognition. This is an early literacy program that focuses on teaching students a number of different skills. The skills we focus on are letter sound knowledge, forming key linkages between letter names and letter sounds, phonemic awareness and the alphabetic principle, and the alphabetic order of letters. We use this program and we focus on these skills in a number of different ways in the preschool classroom. First off, we use a puppet we refer to as Baby Echo. Baby Echo works with the teacher to help the children learn their letters and their sounds. For example, when you look at one of the large sound cards, which is another way we work with identifying letter sounds to the corresponding letter, Baby Echo and the teacher say the letter name first. They say the word that starts with the letter sound, and then they say together the sound that the letter makes. So in demonstrating this to you this evening, if I were working in my classroom in front of a group of my students, we would say, my turn first, and the teacher would say, A, apple, ah. And then Baby Echo would fly out over the students, and the students would repeat back as an echo of what the teacher just said, A, apple, ah. So we use the large sound cards, and then once we've completed the sound cards and the small sound card, the letters go into a chart here in the classroom which says that the children have covered that letter, the key word, and the sound that goes with that letter. One of the nice things I like about the small sound card is that this is the way children learn to see the letters in print. And eventually, when they learn to read, they will be recognizing the letter in print. So we go over that there's an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter on each sound card. And then this is the sound that the letter makes, but it's also how the letter is going to appear in print. We also have what we call our basic keywords poster, which mimics what is on the large sound card. But when we review this, we would go through each letter, each key word, and each sound individually. So for example, we might say A, apple, A, B, bat, B, and so forth. We also work with students at the pre-K level with vowel sounds. So far in my classroom, we've covered the short vowel A sound. So when Baby Echo works with children to learn the short sounds, we would come over here and we would say the short A sound is A. Baby Echo at that point would fly across the poster all the way to the key word, which is apple, so that the students can make the connection between the short A sound, learn how to drag out that sound all the way over to apple, which then reinforces what is in the large letter sound card. A, apple, A. You can practice at home with how our foundations, sounds, and letters are with this site right here, which I have posted and I'll leave up for the remainder of my video. We also, in the classroom, use our wall strip. And you'll see what I have here in my picture is identical to what's up here on my classroom wall. Again, reinforcing the letter, the key word, and then the sound that that letter makes. And a student can see it visually as it is in the poster, in the alphabetic wall strip, and then on display with the large letter sound card. The Foundations program makes a visual connection between the letter name, its sound, and the written representation. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you sharing your children with us. Have a great evening.
Hi everybody, my name is Suzanne Smith. I'm the full-day preschool teacher here at the Bright Beginnings Center. I'm going to talk about our writing program, which is called Handwriting Without Tears. It also can be referred to as Learning Without Tears. It's a program that I've been using for about 10 years now, and I love this program because it's so kid-friendly, and I've seen the kids really grow from the beginning of the year to the end of the year with their writing, and it just builds really good a foundation for writing that will carry them on into the future. So some things that it teaches the children are readiness skills, drawing skills, alphabet knowledge, coloring skills, pre-writing skills, and writing skills. And it also has a program that includes numbers as well. So it teaches the kids not only to write their letters, but it also helps them write their numbers. I have some materials that I'd love to share with you so you can see what your kids will be doing. We do it in the preschool and we do it in the pre-K classes. So you'll be seeing all these different materials coming home with your children in their backpacks. One of the first steps in writing is coloring. And this is an example of our coloring sheets. When the kids see them, they actually get excited to color, and they go color by color. So it teaches them the strokes that they would use. So for example, when you're coloring a square, you might go side to side or up and down, whereas if you're coloring a circle, it teaches the kids to kind of make a more rounded pattern when they do their coloring. And it helps them learn their shapes in this program as well. Another skill that we teach the kids is our famous Map Man. And Map Man serves two purposes. I have Map Man right here. We build him either on the floor or we build him on the magnetic board, and the kids build him as a team. So it is a fun activity for the kids, and a song goes with it and talks about each part of his body and we know where to place it to make Map Man. And what's really cool about Map Man is these main pieces of Map Man all form letters. So for example, we have a big line and a big curve to form the letter D, or we're learning the letter C this week, so we would just use the big curve. And then we have a little curve for the lowercase So it gives the preschoolers exposure to the lowercase letters as well. And it also helps when the kids go to make people or draw themselves, because they know that the arms come out of the body, not out of the head, and they remember all the body parts and where they go. So there's Batman. Speaking of Batman, I mentioned that there was a song that goes along with building him. There's also songs that we all use with the program that help the kids, because they have fun singing them, and they're repetitive, so it helps them remember things. One of my favorites is "Where do you start your letters?" and "Where do you start your letters? At the top, top, top." So the kids all know the movements, and not at the bottom, not in the middle, but up the top, and they enjoy singing the songs with their friends and learning the different important skills that they need to do when they go to write. They have a crayon song, which asks the kids to pick up the crayon and hold the crayon a certain way. So that is pre-writing skills that will help them later on their grasp. They have a lot of different songs that are really fun. So that's one of the reasons I like the program too. Another strength about the program is it's hands-on for the kids. So I have these little boards where the children can make the letters with Play-Doh. So it helps them with their letter identification. It helps them with their fine motor skills, because they have to roll that Play-Doh and use those muscles in their hands. And it creates the different letters, and we have trays for kids to sit at the table and do. We also have chalkboards, and it has a little smiley face reminder that you start your letters at the top. So that's a convenient tool. When they do end up getting to the point where they're making the letters, they have these really kid-friendly pages that they can work on. It has an arrow to help them so they remember where to start. It has a cute little picture that begins with the letter of the week that you're working on. It shows the big curve, and it shows how you'd make it on a chalkboard. So there's a variety of ways that they can practice the letters. In school, to go along with the program, we have the kids write their letters in shaving cream. We have their kids write their letters in sand. So they always have that practice, and it's good not only for letter identification, but it's good for their fine motor skills. And leading up to a page like this, which I like too, there's another page right before it that is a cute little practice page for the kids to get that curve down. So the kids see the little cars and take their crayon and go to the stop sign. So that's one of the biggest things, is when you say to a child, "Oh, it's time to write," a lot of them get a little nervous because it's not a strength of theirs. But when they see these cute little illustrations on the pages, and they know we're going to sing some songs and make it a little light for them, it makes it a little more exciting and easier for them to want to do it. So I think that's everything that I have to talk about with the Handwriting Without Tears. I think that's all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Fitzgibbon, and I teach the half-day preschool classes at Bright Beginnings this year. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the social studies part of our curriculum. So we embed social studies throughout the year in various themes. We focus on social studies as all about you, being part of a family, and being part of a community. So we teach the children some themes all about me. Some of the things we might ask them: who am I? What makes me special? What do I look like? What are my favorite things? We help them understand who they are as individuals. We also talk a lot about families at Bright Beginnings. We share traditions, holidays, vacations, special people in our families. In my class, kids bring in pictures of their families, and they talk about them and identify the people of their families. We try to let them know that being part of a family is very special. We also do a weekend share in my class. Tell me what we did with your family over the weekend. And that's a way for us to identify different people in their families that they see, gives them some language to talk about their family and relate to other people. We also want the kids to learn that they're part of a community. They're not only part of Bright Beginnings, but they're part of our town. And within the classroom, they have jobs: flag holder, line leader, circle time helper, bell ringer. You'll hear about all of those. We teach them to learn how to take turns, whether it's waiting their turn at circle time, or waiting to work with a teacher, or waiting to share something with a friend. We try to help them develop language so that they can cooperatively play with everyone in the classroom. We do believe that at BBC, being a team player is very important. Some themes you might see throughout the year include All About Me, Community Helpers, where we talk about jobs in the community, classroom jobs, we talk about cities versus towns, various holidays throughout the year. We learn patriotic songs and we learn about our president. I wanted to share with you that last year, the BBC students were part of a video featuring our famous BBC song called The Flag Song that all of your students will know, your kids will know. In the video, you'll see current students and alumni students. It was filmed last year.
I'm a little flag, red, white, and blue. Here are my stars and my stripes too. When the breeze blows, I proudly say, I'm a little flag, red, white, and blue. Here are my stars and my stripes too. When the breeze blows, I proudly say, I live in the USA. I'm a little flag, red, white, and blue. Here are my stars and my stripes too. When the breeze blows, I proudly say,
I live in the
USA.
Hello, my name is Martha Goslin. I'm a full-day pre-K teacher here at Bright Beginnings Center. I'm going to talk to you about our math and science curriculum. Math and science at Bright Beginnings are fun, hands-on, engaging, and interactive experiences. They are embedded in our activities throughout the school day. Math provides preschoolers with a way of exploring and making sense of the world. We believe that it must be purposeful and relevant in order for newly developed skills to be integrated into children's lives. We provide exposure to math concepts through both natural subtle methods and through planned concrete experiences. We design activities that allow children to investigate their surroundings through a hands-on approach to learning. We focus on activities that develop number sense, geometry, measurement, and data analysis. We use the Eureka Math program, which is a complete pre-K to 12 curriculum used throughout 6th grade in Hopedale. It follows the focus and coherence of the Common Core state standards. Eureka provides a playful and active, yet carefully sequenced structure through which children progress. Throughout the year, you may receive Eureka Family Math newsletters from your teacher, which include a summary of the math ideas that your child is learning, key vocabulary terms, and ways you can provide support and make connections at home. Core concepts addressed through Eureka include sorting and classifying objects by one or more attributes, rote counting, one-to-one correspondence, cardinality, number recognition, identifying, describing, sorting, comparing, and creating two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes and objects, describing the relative position of objects such as top, bottom, up, down, in front of, behind, over, under, and next to, in order to build foundational spatial reasoning abilities, and identifying measurable attributes of objects in terms of length, weight, and capacity. We believe that science is a hands-on process. Children are naturally inquisitive of the world around them. Knowledge is acquired through a child's exploration and interaction with their environment. We design activities to expose, facilitate, and guide experiences, and to give children the freedom to explore and discover. Children in preschool focus on experiencing and making observations of the world around them. They observe and classify living and non-living things. They observe plants, animals, and the daily weather. They explore the use of the 5 senses and body parts of animals, including humans like themselves. And they investigate liquids and solids, shadow and light, how things move, and sounds made by different objects. We use the FOSS science curriculum, which are discovery kits that integrate science, math, language, and literature through activities about topics such as body and senses, weather, health and nutrition, oceans, trees, and insects and spiders. In the spring, we use butterfly gardens to study the life cycle of a painted lady butterfly. Over the course of a few weeks, we observe how caterpillars transform into beautiful butterflies. And then we release them out on the playground. We also use STEM activity kits, which utilize various kinds of materials to explore light, magnetism, simple machines, motion, movement, and stability. We will have lots of fun exploring the concepts of math and science at Bright Beginnings. We hope you have fun at home helping your child explore math and science in our world.